Now, there has been historical rainfall rates for Texas all night long. Water rescues happening all night long. This is the most rainfall they had in the month of August ever, and they had 1 to 3 inches all night long, equaling a total of 9 inches, and they still have more rain to come, and this is moving to the southeast. So we need to alert Louisiana, Arkansas, and Mississippi as well. Plus, I'm going to give you the update on the tropics and what we potentially still have coming to the U.S. Still showing in our ensembles that we still have a major hurricane coming our way. But what the Euro is showing is after these next 2 or 3 waves we are dealing with, that we literally going to have nothing else for the rest of September. Hey everybody, good morning to you. Mark again here, WeatherMan. Plus, I'm going to give you the updates on what's going on with these thunderstorms tracking to the southeast with the rainfall totals. Still showing it's going to be a very large amount, as well as what's going on with the tropics. Give you the update on what is up and coming. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you have a very blessed day today. If you've never been here before, make sure you subscribe. I am all year long. And these storms will ramp right back up and really start affecting Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas. It's not over with yet. So please share this information. Let others know that this is coming their way. Though you all need this rainfall, but as you can see from Texas, it's just too much at one time and it can really turn bad. Now, I have this link in the description for you. I have a couple of them for you. This one's from Weather Nation, and they showed how Dallas, Texas got so flooded yesterday. They literally had 1 to 3 inches per hour, and it's the most they ever had since 1953. So that would make it historical. Doing saves all night long for Texas. A lot of problems over there. And more storms coming from Live Storm Media. This is from Ginger Z. She did post this on Twitter, but this is from Live Storms Media showing you the water saves that they were doing all night and all morning long. So remember, if you want to go watch these videos, link are in the description so you can go watch them in their entirety. And we're talking about a lot of flooding, especially for Dallas, Texas. They got hit the hardest. A lot of asphalt, a lot of cement. Nowhere's for all this rainfall to go. And you can see as of this morning, there's still 21,000 people without power in Texas. So please be warned, if you know somebody in Texas, let them know these storms are not over yet. But National Weather Service did put out flood watches in all this green and flash flood warnings in all of this brown. So remember, this link is in the description so you can go click on it, see what's happening for your area. And you can see here from higher resolution rapid refresh that we still have a lot of heavy rates coming down. We're still talking inches per hour, and it's going to go all over Texas. And as we go into tomorrow, it's going to ramp right back up for Louisiana, Arkansas, and travel into Mississippi. A lot of heavy rainfall still coming. Now, National Weather Service shows in the next 60 hours all the way until Wednesday night that we still have a lot more rainfall coming for the south and the southeast, anywhere from 5 to 8 inches for northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, northeast Texas, and western Mississippi. And I'm showing from National Weather Service that this is going to get even heavier for southern Mississippi. Remember, all these links are in the description so you can go check on them for yourself. Next 2 days with National Weather Service, very heavy rainfall. Next 3 days is going to add up towards Mississippi. Next 5 days, it's going to start getting real heavy for Mississippi. And the next 7 days is going to trickle on out and get Florida as well as this next tropical wave comes through. And everything you see in all of this orange for the next 5 to 7 days is all 5 to 7 inches at least of rainfall. And that includes Florida. So National Weather Service did put some big flash flood watches out. We have a big moderate section as well as a huge slight risk for today. For tomorrow, it's going to grow for northern Louisiana and Mississippi. Very heavy rainfall rates, a big moderate section plus another big slight risk. Then as you go from Wednesday into Thursday, you still continue to have another slight risk for very heavy rainfall coming for Louisiana, Mississippi, more for Texas, and southern Arkansas. I could even go into Alabama, a big slight risk by Wednesday. I got this link in the description for y'all as well, so you can go zoom into your area. The next 3 days with the Euro shows that you still get another 3 inches over Dallas, and you're already having issues. And it's going to go towards Alexandria, Shreveport, Jackson, Mississippi, really getting heavy rates, over 6 inches of rainfall. Next 5 days is going to track further down southern Mississippi, but a lot of rainfall coming. So if you want to see if you're in this area, click on a link, zoom into your area, and you'll see exactly what you have coming for your area. And just to show you the difference, the Euro has a lot. GFS still shows it's kind of spread out. It's not going to be a whole bunch, but the Euro has been just like what National Weather Service is saying. So I believe the Euro has been on point in so many areas a lot lately. That's the part that's got me a little concerned about the tropics, because the Euro is still showing that everything is going to curve out into the Atlantic. Maybe the southeast of the U.S. and East Coast having issues, but not really much of a hurricane season. And the update on National Hurricane Center from the Atlantic still has it at 20% at 8 o'clock this morning, and is still within 5-day period. And is still expecting the wave to go into the Eastern Pacific as well. It is at 40% in the next 48 hours and 40% in the next 5 days. As we look at the NASA satellite, we can see a few things. As we get this Atlantic trough coming on down, it will go towards the Bahamas and Florida. Now, what we've seen this morning is that it don't have a lot of chances to form, because we have all these cold fronts still coming to the end of August, even the beginning of September, even another smaller one coming later in September. Still, this is not bringing a lot of freezing cold temperatures. It's not freezing temperatures. It's 50s, maybe the high 40s for the upper Midwest, Ohio Valley, just like I showed you yesterday. And you can see on your 500 millibar vorticity that it really tries to bring that trough on down. It tries multiple times, but it's getting sheer from all this precipitation going out to the southeast. And it's also having issues trying to form. It tries to stretch out one last time, but it really don't quite make it. It gets tore up. Now, the Euro is still showing that we have potentials for this to go into our Gulf and the next waves to come and hit the southeast of the U.S. That is still trending. Now, the Euro is showing that a piece is going to break off as it tries to stretch out towards the Bahamas, and that's what gets in the Gulf. That's what the Canadian, that's what a lot of these ensembles do see, something could go to the west. And then as you keep on going, you can see that next wave that comes up, the Euro has it coming right by the Bahamas, strengthening up, going right towards the southeast, while we get another disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico. This is by the end of August. It always showed the end of August, beginning of September. We have a big area to watch right here. And as you keep on going with the NASA satellite, you can see what's happening with these next two waves. Not only this wave in the back that is getting a lot of precipitation, and it is rolling right in between these two plumes of dust. Dust is not catching up with it, killing it. Matter of fact, it is growing, getting a lot of strength, and moving west through the MDR. Now, whether GFS, Euro, or whatever deterministic model does not show you, we all know you go by the data, not by the models. But as far as trending, you want to go by what the GOES satellite sees, the NASA satellite. The first wave is coming in through the Eastern Caribbean. It's going to start rising up in its chances to hold precipitation and start to form by the 30th or the 31st, pushing to the Western Caribbean. This is where the Euro is showing one can go to the southeast, and it could be something building up from this trough going into the Gulf of Mexico, according to the Euro. That's what the Euro saw. And that next one coming off, and another one coming off right after that. And you can see they are swaddled up in a lot of dust. Now, Euro is showing that there's going to be still a lot of sinking air all the way to October. So in 72 hours from National Hurricane Season, in 3 days, you can see how that tried to bring a wave up. It broke apart over the southeast and the Gulf of Mexico. They're expecting a low pressure system with this tropical wave going into the Eastern Pacific. But this tropical wave by the Western MDR in 3 days, and the one coming off coast of Africa is getting a surface low and strengthening up. That's the one I showed you on the satellite. Now, this has to follow this high pressure around. If the high pressure retracts, this will go further to the north. If it stays like it is, this will ride right up by the Bahamas and go right by the southeast, possibly getting blocked, possibly going west, because we do have a big cold front coming for the end of August, the beginning of September. Now, as you look at update with the Euro for possible formations, you can see by the 24th, we started getting something right over Jamaica. It just starts to get organized. Not much rainfall for you at Jamaica. But you see the percentages start to go up as these waves goes towards the Gulf of Mexico, which I showed you yesterday is very hot. And it starts building up chances by the 27th for a chance for a tropical development as it goes by past Jamaica, towards Cuba, and towards Florida Keys. Then it starts getting even more strength more chances for development as you go towards the 28th of August, right in northern Gulf of Mexico, just like the GFS has been seeing for a long time. And as you keep on going, you can see another chance if it comes a little bit later, still almost the same spot. A lot of potential development. Now, the Euro is different than GFS. For the Euro, all that red is anywhere from a 980 to a 990. And that would definitely bring it up to a hurricane status. While these next waves goes right by the southeast of the U.S., strengthens up, and it could either go out and curve around if this high pressure backs up, or still take this track towards the Carolinas. It's been showing that with GFS as well. That has been a trend for a long time. And that purple now is getting from 960 and stronger. Very much major hurricane. After that, this is where the Euro gets a little crazy. It's been showing it for a long time, over a month, that we're really going to have a kind of dead September. We got things happening late August, early September. But after that, a lot of these are going to train either a little west towards northern Mexico, or they're going to go towards the Atlantic. A lot of potentials just flowing all through the Atlantic. Not really much getting in our way of our Gulf. And the GFS sees this as well. By August 29th, we have that breakaway that I showed you with the Euro that goes a little western in the Gulf of Mexico. That is another thing we need to watch. But these waves will start going towards Cuba, and these will start going towards the Bahamas or out to the Atlantic or East Coast. And as you keep going, you can see it still shows the same potential. You can either go west in the Gulf of Mexico, go up the East Coast, or go right up to the northeast of the Gulf of Mexico. So it's still unsure where this wave is headed, but it is in that direction. So we do need to keep a close eye on it. It's trending on Euro and GFS. And as we look for the rest of our hurricane season, according to the GFS, to update on a potential velocity anomaly, which gives you a lot of lift or a lot of sinking air, still showing we have a lot of lift coming off the MDR all the way to about the 3rd through the 5th of September. Then we have sinking air. And our low area development is right here, the 28th through the 29th, a very weak chance, but it has strengthened back up since yesterday. And as I update you on the ensembles, according to the GFS, to see what is the latest outcome. You can see in a lot of these ensembles, it is bringing it right up to Florida, maybe even in the Gulf. And this is all by the beginning of September, the 1st through the 3rd, that this wave is coming in our direction. But remember, this is your controlled. Remember, this is your more than likely outcome. So the chances still show that we could get an upper level low in the southern half of the Bay of Campeche by August 30th. That wave will be weak, moving west in the Atlantic while we get the other one off the coast of Africa, somewhat weak because we still have all this dust. As you keep on going, you can see that that wave goes right towards the southeast of the U.S. It gets blocked by high pressure. It's actually a cold front, and it just strengthens up and goes towards the Carolinas. It's been trending that for a long time. And this is where it gets a little different. So GFS has always been all season a little wacky, a little off. Euro has been on point. And Euro has had mistakes in the past, but whatever they tweaked on it, it's perfect. It's figured out this rainfall that was coming, all these storms. Now their MJO shows they're going to have lift still. But when you look at the potential velocity anomaly, it shows just like GFS. All the way to the beginning of September, we're going to have a lot of lift, some strong waves coming off the coast of Africa and our MDR, our main development region. But as it gets towards us, that system that GFS shows a little bit stronger, Euro is still showing the same strength, so we still need to watch it. But after that, it is still showing from September all the way to October. A lot of sinking air in our region, and we have zero chances for development. We still got to watch the Gulf on what's going to happen when that trough comes down. Euro is still showing some possibilities as well, so we will keep our eye on it. Those next waves that come off, Euro is still showing by the 29th, by the end of August, that is still headed towards the Bahamas, towards the southeast, potentially strengthening up. And then, bam, it gets whopped with a cold front, and that stops that wave dead in its tracks, which is not a good thing. It could do a stall and just strengthen up. And those next two waves that comes off the coast of Africa, Euro is showing a very strong northern push. Now, GFS is still showing that we have all this precipitation going in the Gulf of Mexico, and we do have some chances for some strengthening on a couple of locations as these cold fronts come down and this gets elongated. Now, it does show that a chance one could go through Florida, up the East Coast, and that is a little bit of a trend that is going to build as it goes up the East Coast. And then as that next wave comes by the Caribbean, goes towards the Bahamas at the end of the month, just like the Euro sees, GFS shows it as well. Almost the same location, except it gets hit with a cold front right in the beginning of September, does a little stall, stays there for a couple to 3 days before it finally starts making a northward push. And these other ones coming off the coast of Africa confirming they are taking a northern turn. Matter of fact, when you go to the control member on the ensembles for the Euro and see what is expected, because it's showing all this sinking air, you can see literally that there is expected no formation to come out of anything. That right around the end of the month when that wave comes by, that it's going to get pulled out into the Atlantic and it won't even form according to the control member of the Euro. While those waves comes off the beginning of September, it goes into the northern Atlantic. Still trending that system could bring the energy right up the East Coast as we get these cold fronts. These cold fronts will produce front-induced low systems. But all the rest of September, the control member on the ensembles of the Euro is showing nothing coming our way all the way to October 3rd. You can see here with the Euro, the Arctic Oscillation, that you do have colder air coming from the 27th through the 1st of September. This is going deeper into our country than any of the cooler air that we had passing by. So this will be a nasty cold front. Not a lot of cold temperatures, but it will create a lot of severe weather. You can also see it with the GFS, a big dip of cold air coming all the way to the 2nd and the 3rd of September before it goes back into a warm-up. Because right now we're in a positive of the Pacific North American pattern where it's cooler on the eastern side. We're about to go into a negative pattern where it's cooler on the northwest, and y'all about to get some heat coming back. And when you look at the long range for the Euro, the ensemble prediction system, the extended, you can see that it does show we are getting that cool air dip all the way in the beginning of September, and that another one coming a little bit smaller later in September that could bring some snowfall towards Montana, Idaho, then go into Canada. I'll show you that another time. But so far as we keep on going, you see storms still brewing for northeast Texas, even for Dallas all the way to 1 p.m., still getting more rainfall. Then once we go into the overnight, you still have all these storms bringing some rainfall, but tomorrow this is going to ramp right back up for northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas. A lot more storms coming, and these storms will head towards Mississippi as well. A lot of thunderstorms, even chances for hail in some of these cores. Not a large chance, but there is a chance. So there is a lot more rainfall coming in. It is going to ramp right back up for tomorrow. But thank you so much for visiting my channel today. I do pray for all of you that is in this flooding as well as who will be in the flooding to come for tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be severe as well. I know y'all need rainfall. God bless you. I'm glad you got rainfall. But like we previously said in all these videos, that it's going to be too much at one time. So I do hope that everything does get better very quickly. I'm glad you got rainfall. Psalm 93. The Lord reigneth. He is clothed with majesty. The Lord is clothed with strength, wherewith he hath girded himself. The world also is established that it cannot be moved. Thy throne is established of old. Thou art from everlasting. The floods have lifted up. O Lord, the floods have lifted up their voice. The floods lift up their waves. The Lord on high is mightier than the noise of many waters. Yes, than the mighty waves of the sea. Thy testimonies are very sure. Holiness becometh thine house, O Lord, forever. Amen. God bless you all and keep you all safe today. I do pray the best for you. I'm glad you got the rainfall. I just pray you'll be safe. All power, all glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, our Father, forever and ever. Amen. Hallelujah. Have a great day, everybody. Be safe, and God bless you all.